In an age where data is currency and digital access can open any door, some criminals have elevated fraud to a global enterprise. This is the true story of a cybercrime syndicate so vast, so organized, and so carefully hidden that it laundered over Rs 1,455 crore, or approximately $1.4 billion, across multiple countries using just 90 bank accounts. This is how they did it, and how they almost got away. The case first cracked open in May 2025. Udna police in Surat, India, detained a man carrying several suspicious banking documents. That small arrest triggered a domino effect. What followed was a raid on a nondescript office in Mota Varacha, operated by Kirat Jadwani, along with Meet Kokar and Mayur Italia. It looked like a regular startup. Computers, desks, ledgers. But underneath the surface, this was no ordinary business. The trio had devised a way to launder staggering amounts of money by misusing the identities of poor and vulnerable citizens. They'd approach people in financial distress, daily wage earners, jobless youth, and offer them up to Rs 8 lakh, roughly $9,500, in exchange for their identity documents. Those documents were then used to open current accounts in private banks like RBL, Axis Bank, Kotak Mahindra, and Yes Bank, almost all of them in Surat. Some accounts were even registered under fake companies with made-up names and addresses. And once opened, these accounts became vessels for one thing: laundering money from cyber scams. Where did the money come from? From phishing operations, betting apps, online job scams, and even romance fraud. One major tactic involved digital arrest scams, where victims were tricked into believing law enforcement had warrants against them and were forced to transfer money to clear their name. The scammers would generate fear, urgency, and confusion, all to extract payments directly into the dummy accounts. Over 6 months, Rs 1,455 crore flowed through these accounts. That's over $250 million US. But investigators now suspect the total could rise as high as Rs 2,000 crore, as they continue scrutinizing 75 more suspicious accounts still under review. The man pulling many of the strings was Kirat Jadwani. Before turning to fraud, Jadwani had a legitimate business, running a warehouse. But after suffering financial losses, he stepped into the digital underworld. By mid-2024, he had transformed into a shadow banker, helping global scammers move dirty money in exchange for hefty commissions. He earned nearly Rs 10 crore, or $1.2 million, from commissions alone. Jadwani and his associates had also established contact with operatives based in Cuba, Malaysia, and Thailand. That network made the transfers swift and untraceable. Funds would move in and out of Indian bank accounts and be quickly converted into cryptocurrencies or routed through shell companies abroad. Within hours, millions could disappear without a trace. But the consequences were real. This wasn't just digital money. It was the life savings of thousands of victims. People who fell for scams, clicked the wrong link, or answered the wrong phone call. Over 1,500 complaints linked to this network have surfaced nationwide. In Surat alone, 265 cybercrime complaints were directly tied to these accounts. The victims weren't just individuals. Government welfare payments, corporate reimbursements, even donations meant for medical treatments, many of these were intercepted and rerouted. And when people tried to get their money back, the accounts had already been drained. Law enforcement began freezing assets. So far, Rs 140 crore has been frozen from Jadwani's personal accounts, and Rs 1.10 crore has been seized from the 90 linked current accounts. But that's barely scratching the surface. The money trail extends far beyond India's borders. This case is not isolated. Internationally, cybercrime rings are becoming smarter, faster, and more anonymous. With end-to-end encrypted apps, burner devices, and blockchain-based laundering, entire operations can run from hotel rooms or coffee shops halfway across the world. Interpol has already been tracking these kinds of crimes under operations like Jackal 3rd, a global crackdown targeting West African cybercrime gangs. But this Indian case shows just how widespread and decentralized the modern digital underworld has become. The tactics these groups use evolve constantly. Some create fake e-commerce sites to steal card data. Others set up bogus apps that promise instant loans or investment returns. And in some cases, like this one, criminals abuse legal banking systems with alarming ease, highlighting how fragile global financial oversight really is. What makes these crimes so devastating is their invisibility. There's no masked robber, no bank vault break-in. Just a screen, a click, and a vanishing balance. What lessons can we take from this? First, never share your ID or banking details with strangers, even if you're offered money. Fraudsters rely on desperation and ignorance to exploit people. Second, monitor your accounts and digital footprint. Scammers often use leaked or stolen data to tailor their attacks. Third, demand transparency from financial institutions. The fact that 90 accounts across major banks operated for months without red flags shows a glaring failure in oversight. Banks must tighten their KYC Know Your Customer protocols and invest in real-time fraud detection tools. For authorities, this case is a wake-up call. Global cybercrime needs global coordination. It's no longer enough to catch the local middlemen. Governments must track digital money trails across borders and update cyber laws that are decades behind the crimes they aim to police. For everyday people, this is about staying informed. Because in the world we now live in, scams don't just happen in dark alleys. They happen in inboxes, chat windows, and even app stores. This Rs 1,455 crore laundering ring might be one of the biggest busted in recent years, but it won't be the last. The next one is already being planned somewhere behind another screen. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All information is based on publicly available sources. We do not provide legal or financial advice and are not liable for any actions taken based on this content.